Good morning. Today is Thursday. Here is your number of the day, number 24. The word of the day is to. We are still working on our sight words. When I test you in small groups, these are the words I'm testing you on, so make sure you're learning them and practicing them at home. Do your pocket, write your numbers 1 through 10, and then you put your number of the day in the middle, the number that comes before, the number that comes after. So we've got 23, 24, 25, and then your word of the day. So get your pocket done for practice. All right, let's look at our morning message. It says, good morning class. Let me get my pointer. I'm going to sit down so I can see you. Good morning class. Today is Thursday. Now, when we wrote the word Thursday, we start with a capital letter because it's naming a day, and it starts with a th sound. TH, when there's those two letters together, they make the th sound. Thursday. And we've got a new letter today. So let's look at my letter for today. Are you ready? So my new letter for today is the beginning sound of this. Whoops, this. What is that? A turkey. Turkey. And turkey begins with what letter? T. Turkey. All right, I've got another one. I've got a silly picture here. What is this? I can even lift the lid. A toilet. Toilet begins with a T. This is the capital T, and this is the lowercase t. It looks like a cross, doesn't it? Capital T and lowercase t. Okay, now what is this? A turtle. Turtle. T. What is this? Toothpaste. Toothpaste. And then I was showing them this. You may not know what this is, but I'm still going to show it to you. All right. It's a toy. Toy also starts with a T. But this is a special type of toy. You can spin it. It's called a top. I'm spinning the top. So that also starts with the letter T, top. So let's finish my chart. Okay, it says tree, turtle, and tooth start with the letter T. Can you think of some other words that start with T? And here's your capital T and your lowercase t. Make a tall stick and then cross it on the top. For the lowercase t, you make it's a kind of a tall T. It's like in between, a small and a tall. And then you cross it in the middle. Looks like a cross. All right, so we came up with toothpaste, tea, gotta have a glass of iced tea, tooth fairy, tools, the number 2, tub, Tina, and tots. Those are words that start with a T sound, the T sound. Let's go over our letters really quick. Let's see. Are you ready? We're going to say the name, the sound, and the picture, and we're going to sign it too. Ready? A, apple. A, apple. E, elephant. E, elephant. L, lion. L, lion. O, octopus. O, octopus. I, igloo. I, igloo. G, glasses. G, glasses. H, hand. H, hand. R, rainbow. R, rainbow. S, star. S, star. Y, yo-yo. Y, yo-yo. T, turtle. T, turtle. That's our letter of the day. X, x-ray. X, x-ray. C, cat. C, cat. D, duck. D, duck. N, newspaper. N, newspaper. J, jar. J, jar. Q, question. Q, question. B, bear. B, bear. K, kite. K, kite. V, violin. V, violin. P, pig. P, pig. F, fish. F, fish. W, watch. W, watch. M, monkey. M, monkey. Z, zebra. Z, zebra. U, umbrella. U, umbrella. Okay, those were our alphabet letters. Now, how many letters are there in the alphabet? Do you remember? 26. There are 26 letters in the alphabet, capital and a lowercase letter. Each letter has those, capital and lowercase. And then how many of those are vowels? 5. There are 5 vowels. Let's look at them. We have A, E, I, O, and U. And what do they say? A, E, ah, and then that's that punch in the tummy. Okay, let's sing our song. This will be our song for today. There are 5 vowels we all know, and let me say them for you. A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. And I just said my vowels. Now let's say the vowel sounds. There are 5 vowels we all know, and let me sing their sounds. A, E, I, A, E, I, E, I, and I just sang my vowel sounds. Now remember, you have the vowel sounds when we look at the blends, when we start blending, we'll have those same vowels there. A, E, I, but we're going to put an L in front of it. So we're going to say o-a, ole, ole, ola, ola. So we're going to blend the L with its vowel. Okay, we're going to go down and then we're going to come back up. Are you ready? La, le, li, la, la. Go up. La, la, li, le, la. Very good. Very good. Okay, now I've got some rhyming words for you. I'm going to turn you a little bit here, and I'm going to scoot you out of the way. Okay. So when we look at the rhyming words, every time it comes out. Let's try it again. Uh-oh, wait, hold on. Ah, it's being a stinker. Sometimes it's a stinker. There we go. Okay, here's our first word. Sorry about that. It is rat. Rat. What is a rhyming word for rat? We're looking at that ending sound, that at sound. Rat. So we want to change this to a different letter and put maybe an M. Let's try M. Mat or b-at. So mat, bat, rat, those words all rhyme. Okay, what's this word? Jet. Jet. We're looking at that ending sound, jet. Change this to a different consonant, and maybe you'll have another rhyming word. What if we changed it to a B? B-et, bet, jet, bet, set. Those are rhyming words. Okay, what about this one? Pot, pot. Looking at that ending sound, the ot. We want to change that to a different letter. What if we had a B, bot, or a D, dot? So those are rhyming words when they have the same ending sounds. Okay, what about this one? This is my brother's name. Ben, Ben, B-N. We're looking at the N sound. And this one was kind of hard. So Ella, she was like, I think I'll put a D there. So she put a D here and it says den, den, Ben, den. That works. Okay, last one, dog, dog. Looking at the og sound. What could that be? How about log or bog or fog? Okay, those are all rhyming words with dog. So we have a story today. It is 10 Red Apples by Pat Hutchinson. This is such a fun book, especially in the classroom, we can act it out. So instead of acting it out, we're gonna do some counting with it, okay? All right, this book is called 10 Red Apples, and Pat Hutchinson, she's the author and the illustrator. So she not only wrote the words, she also did the pictures. Remember, this is your front cover, your back cover, and then your spine. All right, let's open it up. Let's get past that title page. Remember, the title page tells us the title of the book. I'll show it to you. So the title page looks pretty similar to the cover, doesn't it? It just has the title, and it gives you that information right there. Usually tells you who published it. All right, here we go. 10 red apples hanging on the tree. Fiddle-dee-dee, horse came and ate. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Nay, nay, fiddle-dee-dee. Horse, cried the farmer, save some for me. Okay, so there were 10 red apples. 10 red apples, put it on your hands. And then horse ate one, so now there's how many? Count it up. See how many you count. Did you count 9? 9 red apples hanging on the tree. Yippee, fiddle-dee-dee. Cow came and ate one. Much, much, much. Moo, moo, fiddle-dee-dee. Cow, cried the farmer, save some for me. Okay, now there were 9 red apples. Cow came by and he ate one. So now there's how many? Count it up. Got 5 on this hand and 3 on this hand. What'd you come up with? Did you say 8? 8 red apples hanging on the tree. Yippee, fiddle-dee-dee. Donkey came and ate one. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Hee-haw, fiddle-dee-dee. Donkey, cried the farmer, save some for me. Okay, so there were 8. I'm going to put 4 and 4 on each hand. 8 red apples. Donkey came and ate one. So now there's how many? Did you say 7? 7 red apples hanging on the tree. Yippee, fiddle-dee-dee. Goat came and ate one. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Meh, meh, fiddle-dee-dee. Goat, cried the farmer, save some for me. Okay, now there were 7. I'm going to do it like this. 7. Put 5 on this hand, 2 on here. There were 7 red apples. Goat came and ate one. Now there's how many? Did you say 6? 6 red apples hanging on the tree. Yippee, fiddle-dee-dee. Pig came and ate one. Snort, snort, snort. Oink, oink, fiddle-dee-dee. Pig, cried the farmer, save some for me. Okay, so there were 6 red apples. Pig came and ate one. Now there's how many? 5. 5 red apples hanging on the tree. Yippee, fiddle-dee-dee. Sheep came and ate one. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Ba, ba, fiddle-dee-dee. Sheep, cried the farmer, save some for me. So there were 5 red apples. Sheep came and ate one. Now there are 4 red apples hanging on the tree. Yippee, fiddle-dee-dee. Goose came and ate one. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Hiss, hiss, fiddle-dee-dee. Goose, cried the farmer, save some for me. So there was 4. Goose ate one. So now there are 3 red apples hanging on the tree. Yippee, fiddle-dee-dee. Duck came and ate one. Pick, pick, pick. Quack, quack, quack. Fiddle-dee-dee. Duck, cried the farmer, save some for me. So now there were 3. And then Duck came and ate one. Now there are 2 red apples hanging on the tree. Yippee, fiddle-dee-dee. Hen came and ate one. Peck, peck, peck. Cluck, cluck, fiddle-dee-dee. Hen, cried the farmer, save some for me. Do you think Farmer's going to get an apple? Let's see. 1 red apple hanging on the tree. Yippee, fiddle-dee-dee. Good, said the farmer. You saved one for me. Yippee, fiddle-dee-dee. Story's not over yet, though. 0 red apples hanging on the tree. My, fiddle-dee-dee. No red apples to bake a pie. Fie, fie, fiddle-dee-dee. Look, cried the farmer, another apple tree. More red apples hanging on a tree. Yippee, fiddle-dee-dee. Good, cried the farmer's wife. You saved one for me. Yippee, fiddle-dee-dee. So did they get pie? They did. All right, so I have some questions, and I've got a box of questions here. And I let the kids pick a color, and I picked a question for them. So I'll pick a color for you. I'm going to pick a purple. Okay. Ooh, how would you change the ending of the story? You know, the story ended. Let's look at how the story ended. want you to think about it because I know you can't tell me through this video, but I want you to think about it. All right, so the story ended where the wife got the extra apples on the other tree to make a pie, didn't she? She did. So how could you change that and change the story? Maybe instead of making a pie, she made apple fritters. Or maybe they took the apples to the town and shared them with their friends and neighbors. So you could just change it by doing something simple like that, couldn't you? Okay, another question we had is, who is the main character in the story? Who is the story mostly about? Who did we see page after page? Do you see him? Who is it that's on every page? That kind of gives you a clue. The illustrations give you a clue who the main character is. That farmer, isn't it? He's on every page. So the main character is the farmer. All right, so those were my questions for you. And then what kind of story was this? Was it a fiction story, which is make-believe, like the Three Little Pigs? Or was it nonfiction that was giving you information? What do you think? I would say it's a fiction story because I don't think the animals would act quite that way and say fiddle-dee-dee, would they? They would eat apples, but I think it has a lot of fiction parts in it that makes me think it's a fiction story. And remember these two things. What's the author and the illustrator do? What's the author's job? The author writes the book. The author writes the book. The illustrator draws the pictures and the author writes the book. And Pat Hutchinson was the author and the illustrator. She did both jobs in this book. All right. Oh, well, let me ask you this question. How many apples were on the tree to begin with? Do you remember? 10. There was 10 red apples and they kept losing them, right? All right, let's look at the calendar for today. It is the month of September. It is September 2020. And let's count up to the blue square. Are you ready? Starting at 1. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and today is 24. So we have, it's kind of a pattern, isn't it? We've got 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. Do you see how it's kind of a pattern there? You have the 2's and then a number after it. Okay, let's look at our days of the week. Every week has 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. Every week has 7 days. Can you name them? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So how many days are in a week? 7. There are 7 days in the week. Let's say them. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And today's date is September 24th, 2020. And what is today? It is Thursday. And yesterday was Wednesday. And tomorrow is my favorite day. What's tomorrow? Friday, my favorite day. Now let's look at those vocabulary words that we talked about when we talked about math on Tuesday. We talked about this word, greater. Which one is greater? And we would say that the yellow one is greater because there are more yellows than reds. It is greater. It has more than the reds. The other vocabulary we had was less. Which one has less, the yellow or the red? And we would say the red has less. It is the least amount, okay? So for math today, I have an apple tree. I'm gonna say this is my yellow apple tree and this is my blue apple tree, just so we can look at them. All right, so let's look. How many apples are on this tree? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna put a 4 there so we can remember that there are 4 apples on this tree. Okay, how many apples are on this tree? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 apples on this tree. Which one has more or which one is greater? The yellow or the blue? The blue is greater because it has more apples than the yellow tree. Okay, let's try another one. And this time we'll do less, okay? Let's see. Okay, here we go. How many apples are on my yellow tree? Let's count them. 1, 2. I can look at it and see that it's 2. That's an easy number to count, isn't it? Okay, what about this one? And they're kind of all over the place, so it might be a good idea to touch and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, I want to talk about counting real quick. Did you notice how I kind of went with a pattern here? I went with this bottom part, then the middle part, then over here. If I go like this all over the place, I might miscount. So I want to put it in some sort of order when I'm counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's put a 7 there. All right, now which one has less? Which one is the least? The yellow or the blue? The yellow has the least amount. Very good. All right, in your math workbook today, let's look at this one. And we were going to do this together and turn it in, but that's okay. We'll do another example tomorrow, but you can do this with me through the video. You don't have to turn it in. You can just do it with me, okay? All right, so let's look at this one first, this side. I'm going to look at page 73. It is 73 in my workbook, my math workbook. And I'm gonna get a crayon out here. Okay, so it's asking me which one is greater, which one has more. So this one, is it 4 or 3? What do you think? Which one is more, 4 or 3? 4. Okay, well, can you prove it? And a way to prove it is to draw a picture. So we're gonna color in how many squares on this side do you think? 4. So I'm gonna color in 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 4 squares. I should have started on this side, but that's okay. I have 4 squares there. How many squares will I color on this side? 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I can see I colored in 4 and colored in 3, but I could also look at the empty spaces too. Oh, definitely I have more to go on this one, huh? So 4 is greater than 3. Let's do this one, 2 or 5. Let's color it in. Let's see. 1, 2. So I did 2. There's 2. Now I'm going to color in 5. That's all of them, isn't it? So I'm going to color all of them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one's greater? Definitely 5. All right. I'm going to leave the last one for you to do on your own. All right. Let's look at the other side. This one, I'll use my marker so you can see it. It's showing me a 5 frame. Remember, these are a 5 frame because there's 5 boxes there. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red counters. So I'm going to put the number 5 right there. 5. And this one's asking me which one is less. Is it 5 or 4? Well, 4 is less. I could even draw 4 here to help me know that that's less. Okay, let's see. How many do I have yellow counters? 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put a 3 here. Which one's less, a 3 or a 5? The 3 is less, isn't it? Because 5 has like that many. Okay, and then how many are here? 0. So which one's less, 0 or 2? 0 is less. Okay, and then your last one, how many counters? 1, 2. Okay, which number is less, 2 or a 3? 2 is less. Okay, so remember those vocabulary words, less or least and greater. Okay, that is it for today. I am sorry that we had to end our meeting early and you missed our math lesson. I hope this helped, and we will touch on it a little bit more on Friday. Okay, we'll see you then. Have a great rest of your day.